SJB. I'm going solo again today because I can. What's up, though? Lions rule, Bears drool, like Ken and Broski drooling over the Lions, wishing they were Lions fans. Oh, God. So, we do have a little Lions news today. It's actually Lions news. Caden Prieskorn, uh, the Ole Miss tight end, he was released, or waived, I should say. He might come back to the roster. We don't know, but he was a UDFA anyways. And we signed tryout tight end Luke Deal, wide receiver Malik Taylor, and defensive lineman Raequan Williams. So we signed 3 and got rid of 1. Yay. It was news. Holy shit, we had news. And we know that we are not playing the Eagles week 1. They had made sure that was announced everywhere. And they announced all the international games. And guess what? The Lions dodged that bullet again. But I have a feeling next year when that new stadium goes into Germany, we'll be there. Right. That is that. That is actually true. He was one of the ones that B thought would make the team. Yes, Travis Gibson was signed to camp body. Absolutely. Spot on there, Brent DeWitt. We need depth. We need as much depth as possible to go into the season so we can keep players as healthy as possible. And I'm okay with that. All I know is Isaac Tesla has done nothing but love being in Detroit. So I think he'll be fine. I think it's just rookie stuff going on. Man, it must be a really slow day for everybody. I got the least amount of watchers I've ever had. But that's okay. It'll get better. It always does. As the show goes on. So rookie camp's done. The signings are happening. The releasings are happening. So far, that's the only wave player that I've heard of so far. We all know Laki Tassi never even made it to camp because he was signed by the Raiders. Good luck to him. But he literally looked at the roster and said, I have no chance of making this team. So he went to the team where he has a chance. Hey, what's up, fellas? Don't let Ken the Bear fans get under your skin. He really thinks they're going to be good this season. And this is just for you. There she goes! Damn it, hotel. And nobody gets under my skin. The only thing that gets under my skin is personal attack. I don't appreciate the personal attack. I like keeping it nice and real. You know, attack the team, not the person. If they're delusional, I'll call them out on it. They sit there and said, "You guys are celebrating." There she goes. I think she waits for it now. So another great day. We're still the back-to-back champs of the North. I don't care if it means nothing to everybody else. It means something to us. Back-to-back 10-plus win seasons, first time in franchise history. Back-to-back 12-plus win seasons, first time in team history. Those mean something. That's building blocks to get to where you want to go. Everybody's like, "Oh, are you worried about this? Are you worried about that?" I'm not worried about shit until I see it on the field. Yeah, I've always been substance over paper. Absolutely means something to us. We have never, yeah, exactly. Even when we were winning championships in the 50s, they never saw this. It was 51, 54, and 57. And who was our biggest opponent on the opposite side in those championships? Cleveland Browns, who also has 4 championships and never been to a Super Bowl. So the Cardinals, they got to 1. Vikings got to 4. Bills been to 4. I don't care. Just get there. Just get there. That's what we want. We were given that goal last year, and this year I hope we succeed. Just to get there. Yes. Oh, let me put them up in order for you. I get it. I'm there. Fuck the Bears. Fuck the Pack. And fuck the Vikings. Got it. That's it. Yeah, let's make her go again there, Jim. I just love doing this. Perfect. Timing was good too. And the Vikings talk about their 4 Super Bowl appearances, but guess what? Their trophy case looks just like ours. Oh, oh, I'm looking forward to this season. I want to see something different. I want to see it work. I want to see it go past the NFC Championship game. I want to see us there. Calvin Shepard has been a part of this team. He knows where we've been lacking. He's been saying he's going to blitz more. That's what's been missing is more blitzing. Last year we blitzed at a 10% more rate than the year before and had some success without Aiden Hutchinson in the lineup, but not as much as we would have with him. I seen somebody on Facebook commented that a broken bone is weaker than it is before it's broken. I said there's all sorts of medical reports that proves that false. Plus they put a titanium rod in his leg. It's stronger than it was before it was broken. Aiden Hudson is now the bionic man, part Wolverine. And I just watched a video of him running. And yes, he's wearing a compression sleeve. It's not a brace, it's a compression sleeve. I believe it's one of those magnetic ones, which is actually supposed to promote blood flow, which is good. I think he feels that way too. And let's look at it this way. Even though since 2021, when he got here, we went for it the most of any team in the NFL at fourth down, but every year it's gone down by 2 to 5% since he's been here. So he's actually getting smarter, which is why he has the good one. Will, how you doing, Mr. Vogue? That's BCP to those that don't know him. Machin Padawan. Let the hate flow through. Yes, sir. Tomorrow we'll be talking about that schedule release. So have your Panther schedule ready. I'll be talking about the Lions schedule. We'll have Kitty Ken on there eventually, talk about the Packers schedule. Who knows? Maybe even Ken the Bear fan to talk about the Bears schedule at 9 p.m. tomorrow night. Yes, one home and away, and in two different countries in back-to-back weeks. That's the first time that's happened in NFL history. NFL history. It's not the fact they have back-to-back games, but the fact it's in back-to-back different countries. That is what the Vikings get. But no international games for us. Woohoo! First year that Dallas comes to the Detroit in 6 years. Woohoo! A Thanksgiving game that won't be the Vikings or Bears. Woohoo! And fuck the Cowboys. You know it. It could be the Packers again. It could be anyone. We've played AFC opponents. I don't know. I can't wait for the schedule release. I can't wait to know. I'm so geeked for tomorrow. All this playful bullshit. In a lot of these leaks out here, they're fake, but the NFL site did release all the NFL outside the US games already. That's all we know for sure. And on the week of the Pro Bowl, they had the Pro Bowl director and somebody else from the NFL on there. And I'm 90% sure this guy's not going to lie to us. It looks like it's Eagles Lions, whether it's home or away. I don't know. I didn't look at the schedule. Week 18. So I think that's a given because why would they announce that on mainstream radio on the ticket while in that thing saying it looks like it's going to be week 18 Sunday night football for the last game of the year in the regular season. Epic battle. And I was the only one at the schedule release that said, "Watch that Minnesota Lions game be for the division." I think I was the only one that said that. Yeah, I know, it's weird. No one in the chat today. I think it's gonna end up being Minnesota and Detroit is the leak that I've seen, but it came from a questionable source. But if it's the Bears, I want that matchup. Because I didn't No, I actually think that it because it was a low amount of viewers on the other show too. It's weird. Viewers just tripled. We were at 11 and now we're at 30. So hopefully the comments start rolling in soon. I said there might not be a show. Remember, read my lips very carefully. I said there might not be a show because I have something to do. I decided to do it this afternoon and do the show because the fans are more important. I'm not going to be on Hollis Hall. I'm going to be watching. Maybe I need to talk more shit about the Bears. Love the dedication. Thank you, thank you. So Tesla, aka Vanillatron, is tearing it up in camp. I think the Lion. I said it immediately that we got a dog. The only thing he has to work on is how to get separation at the line of scrimmage because he doesn't have the best first stats. He has elite first speed, elite top speed, great route, and great hand. That's a dog. And I waited till 11 o'clock to make up my mind because I was about ready to leave. I said no, I'm going to do it. And then I hopped on their show, and then I did this show. So that's the way it's supposed to be done, right? You're going to do it right. Go back to back, be on for 2 hours, making everybody happy. One of these slow news days, I'm just going to sit here and play songs that I have recorded of me singing for a whole show and get your guys' reaction. I think I got about 6 recordings. Exactly. But at the same time, to get the separation at the front of the route, that's when he gets right. And St. Brown really didn't get it together till the end of his rookie year too, if you remember right. But that's because Anthony Lynn was a bum, not because he wasn't and he didn't utilize it. Everybody forgets that he got like 700 of his 600 or of his he got 700 of his 900 yards in the last 6 games of the season. Because when you can't get away from the pressure and separation at the line of scrimmage for a receiver, it messes up your rhythm for your route. It messes up everything. The timing between the quarterback and you. You also have the fire inside you to want to succeed. St. Brown has a lit. I know exactly. And just think about it. In the third round, how many receivers went ahead of Tesla? Wasn't it like 7, 8? Maybe he's got a list. We'll find that out. But the fact that his sophomore year, first year of varsity football in high school, he said he wanted to be a Lion. Granted, he's from Detroit. You expect guys to say that, but it's been a lifelong dream for him ever since he's got serious about football. Those things matter. I want to say thank you to my likes on Facebook. We got Joe Alejnik, Paul Jones, Joe Rivera, Robert Evans, Ricky Sakat, and Alicia Clark. Thank you, all of you. I love the fact I got women who watch the show. How, the rest of the North is in trouble this year. How the hell are you going to cover St. Brown, JMO, TP, Vanillatron, and Laporta with Gibbs and DeMonte? I know. You know, everybody said our running game was going to be less last year. Remember this? After the rookie season that Gibbs and Monty put together, which they got over 2,000 scrimmage yards. They did it again, but this time it was 2,000 on the ground. I remember when Jamal Williams and DeAndre Swift combined for 2,000 yards. The second season, and we let him walk. Everybody says, "Oh, we're never going to do that again." We just let Jamal Williams go, and Gibbs broke his record. It's a little early, but I like it. Um, what did I say when you first said that, Mitch? Shouldn't we give him at least his rookie year and see if he has 700 plus yards and 4 touchdowns before we say such a thing? And that's about my expectation for a third round pick. St. Brown was different. He was supposed to be a second round pick, and everybody forgets that. He fell because of fake sexual allegation charges that mysteriously disappeared after it. Defensive coordinator are going to have strokes on the field. Well, except the Bears, they are used to getting beat. But I'm bummed. Yeah, Motown Mitch called him Vanillatron right away because of his size and the fact he runs a 4.4. Yeah, but I'll read your comments and say it. But for me, he doesn't become Vanillatron until he proves it on the field. Yes, yes, because like Jim Harbaugh didn't even acknowledge him. So it was so uncomfortable. He just put his feet up on the desk. I remember I saw that one. Don't forget to like wherever you're watching this from. Share it with anywhere where you get your Lions content because that's how we grow. I'm trying to grow the huddle. I'm trying to grow mine. We're at 564 subs on my or 63 subs on my channel. Unless we added one again today. St. Brown podcast is great. The Heights project podcast with the Kelsey brothers is great. You know the fact we got to put up with seeing hearing about the Carpenter's nightmare. Another great podcast is Richard Sherman's, Glover Quinn's, Herman Moore's with Lomas Brown called Breaking the Bread. Um, there's quite a few that are really good and super entertaining. Checking for news. So far, none. The only reason I like Woodward Sports was from Darren McCowney. He was one of my favorite childhood favorite athletes. Loved the intensity, and the biggest reason I fell in love with the Red Wings. Smoking Dan. Because I got to get more songs. I love the tape I've seen from Fraser and Ratledge, but curious how you see Mono's progression. Mahogany's going to be a fixture for years. Um, Manu's still like a big blocks of Legos. He's kind of like he's even more raw than the Egyptian kid, Ahmad Hassani. Tomorrow night, Dad, 8 o'clock. Yeah, I think this is the last chance for Sorsdahl too. I think he has to prove it this preseason that he's going to be a good swing tackler. He's gone. I can't wait till tomorrow. Let's get this done. Let's have some real stuff. More news, signings, rookie signings, all that stuff. It's got to be coming soon. If Loveland gets healthy, I think he's the number 2 until he gets better at the blocking side of things. He's not as good blocking the ball as Cole Kmet, and I think he's the number 2. But if they use him properly, kind of like in that Brock Bowers slash Sam Laporta role where they split him out, but more as the 2 instead of the 1, he could easily get 750 to 900 yards, 6 touchdowns. And I'm just talking about off of his talent and run after the catch ability. That kid makes people miss. But they got to teach Caleb how to use a tight end, which Ben Johnson's good at that. Corey Patterson. Good to see you, brother. Everybody does. I do too. But it is that time of day. I got to get off here. I do got some things to do. Some messages just came through. That's what I've been busy with. So it's that time where I do our sponsors. Starting at the top. Second place, the Minnesota Vikings can get Skullbug. Third place, FTP. And last place with one win in the division, fuck the Bears. And welcome to Flint, where the water's shit, but the tires are good. Thanks everybody for tuning in. It's been an amazing day. I'm going to cut it off just a little bit early today, not like yesterday. I hope everybody tries every day to be a better person than they were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place, unless you're talking to the rival fan base. Have a great day, everybody.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.